just keep that in mind.
So welcome to the Good Morning Nantucket show. And Miss Maher was just sharing with us the excitement that we're seeing at school.
And you wouldn't believe how excited these students are this year with the Fly Guy series. Have your students reading this too?
I laugh out loud when I read that book.
So funny. The first one, you have to see these pictures. They're so amazing. The first book introduces it. Hi, Fly Guy is the first one in the series.
Oh my gosh, is the best.
And Fly Guy and Buzz become friends because he catches him, and Fly Guy is so mad he says Buzz, and Buzz is like, he knows my name. He's gonna be my pet. And that's the beginning of their journey. And they have Christmas. I Spy Fly Guy. Fly Guy versus the Fly Swatter. Hooray for Fly Guy. Shoe Fly Guy. There's even one where he gets a girlfriend. The series is endless. If you haven't seen these, the first graders love them. The second graders love them. The kindergartners, they like want to read them, so you could just read them to them.
So they're great read-alouds.
Oh, amazing.
If they can start, if they're at that level of reading and they can read them, or you could read a page and they could read a page.
Oh, so great. So great.
It's a great one.
So great.
And then, Miss Maher, have you seen these Who Would Win series?
Oh, another really great series.
Especially the older kids, they just love this actually any age love this nonfiction series, and it just really features two animals to see who would win, because we all love competition.
And the Rumble gets even more animals involved. This one here at the back, it's like a whole series of animals. It's incredible. So, yeah. So anyways, we're so glad everybody could join us today. I probably don't need these readers anymore.
I actually need my readers.
Oh my goodness, Mrs. Jones, quite a day.
Would you like a coffee? Sure. How about
probably a different one? Probably the coffee. Probably the coffee. Thanks. I'd like to get a little more coffee there. Thank you. Oh my goodness. It's been such a day. It's been so great.
So thank you for coming. And today we're just going to talk about summer learning and how important it is. Anytime, any summer, we always do this presentation because I don't think people realize how important the kids work so hard all year, and it's really, really important that they continue their growth. If they stop, it's just the research says that the students can experience the summer slide. By the end of sixth grade, students who experience summer learning loss over the years lose an average of 2 years behind their peers. So
that adds up over time,
really
Mrs. Jones.
And we're here pre-K to 2. So if you can imagine, it's 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. And honestly, we're here to show how it isn't going to be something that's going to have your kids feel like, they're working. I mean, it still allows them to have a summer, to enjoy the outdoors or indoors on rainy days.
It doesn't need to be painful. It can be fun.
It can be fun, but it is just so important, and we can't stress it. Reading and math and just writing, anything to keep the mind going. The lack of fluency holds a child back. So like if you're not practicing, then your fluency and how a story sounds and your flow, even with math facts, that just holds them back. So just that practice keeps the fluency growing and growing, and that's really the equation for success for readers and writers and mathematicians.
Yeah. So we are going to share with you some ideas for things you can do with your children this summer, because Mrs. Jones and I are always talking about it. So we didn't want to just talk about it.
And would you like some tea?
I would love some tea. Oh my goodness. Thanks so much. Coffee, then tea, mix it up. So reading aloud to your children. When you have the little ones, they can't quite read the things they want to read. That's a great time to pick up a book that they can't quite read yet, and that helps them with build vocabulary, read about things that they're interested in, all of those great things. It's a great opportunity, and it helps them develop a real love for reading.
we're actually going to take this down. We're going to unshare it. We're recording this, so this is going to be available for you, and we'll have the slides available so you can go back for the list. But what we thought is we'd love to show you in more real time without us looking little in a corner. Mm-hmm. So we know how this technology can work. So we're going to take that off, and we actually put together a little show and tell of different things that could be just either around the house, or Amazon is great nowadays. The dollar store, if you're ever off island, we've got some things we're always text each other if we're off island, because we always come back the piles to share with the kids for $1. It's great.
Yeah.
So some little things that we love is like shaving cream. So if you have shaving cream at your house, this is a great way to practice sight words or spelling or math facts. You just spray it on the table, and it's an instant clean. But it makes the nice home, and the children love it. And it's a nice tactile way. And you could be cooking dinner and put it on the counter or on a table, and you could be cooking and yelling out the sight words or math facts. And it just kind of, as you rub it into the table, it goes away. It disappears, and you have a nice, clean, and nice smelling.
Makes everything smell great.
But the kids love it. It's definitely a hit. Little things like cookie sheets. I have a little one here, but you just have normal cookie sheets at home. If you have salt or sugar, you can pour that. And that's, again, another tactile way. So everything doesn't have to be pencil and paper. It's really great to have different ways to practice spelling or doing writing. You can also, if you have a magnetic refrigerator, or most cookie sheets, I think all are magnetic. You could grab some magnetic letters, probably pretty cheap, but these are like giant numbers and letters. Yep. These are little ones.
We always push for you to buy the lowercase letters if you have the choice, just so the children get used to seeing those lowercase letters. If you have the choice, sometimes they're hard to find.
I'll take over some things. I have window. I mean, you can find really fun things that you wouldn't think that would be fun just to practice writing, but like window markers, who would have thought? Sidewalk chalk, kids all love that. And these, something's falling on me. These I don't know what this is called, but these little doodle things. But any different way to practice writing that's not just pencil and paper is just really fun. Wiki sticks are Play-Doh or clay. I don't know if you've heard of wiki sticks, but they're like wax. Of course, I can't open it. Oh, there you go. They're wax, but they can be molded, so they can make letter shapes. Like you could write the word stop with it.
And then afterwards, you can trace over the letters with your finger. Another tactile thing that you can do. Pairs and pairs or bananagrams are also great, just like Scrabble. It's just like a container full of letters. And pairs and pairs has those uppercase letters, which are great for the little kids who can't quite master the lowercase letters. And they look all different, so they could do some sorting with those, because there's some that are shaded, some that are not. So this would be good for your preschoolers. And then they can make words out of them. And there are different games, and there are different activities, and they're all different, all different ages and levels. Oh, Mrs. Jones, you got the beach ball.
This is my favorite.
You've been talking about that for days.
I mean, just a simple ball, a beach ball. This was $1 at the dollar store. You could put the letters of whatever you're working on. It could be words, it could be numbers, anything, and you throw it or play catch, and whatever your hands fall, you have to, like if it was a 5 and a 4, you have to add it together. Mm-hmm. Or if it's a letter, you have to say the letter name or the letter sound, and you could mix it up. So you could make in the pool. You could do this in the pool. I don't know if I do it at the beach. You're probably going to lose it at the beach. But this is just like taking simple things and just figuring out how to make it fun. I don't know if I might be dating myself, but don't break the ice. We actually have it somewhere with the little cubes. I mean, I use that. I put little letters on the cube. So every time you hit the cube, you had to say what the letter and the letter name was. And that's just something I had in my closet for my kids.
Right. We did the same thing with Jenga. You can really turn any game into a learning game. So Jenga, if there were a younger child, you could just put a word on it. If you wanted to do math, you could put math facts on it. But we put sight word phrases on it. So play it again. So when they pull it out, they have to say the word before they put it on top and stop it, stack it. 3 years ago, stop the music. So when they're playing, they're stacking them, and they have to say the word before they stack it. So this is a personal, well, a grade level favorite of second graders, but I'll tell you, below second grade, they usually knock it over, and it's not worth the aggravation with these creaky school tables. But it does come out maybe once or twice a year. So
some great games. I've talked to some parents ask where I get them because the kids die to play Spot It. This is an alphabet one. You could get them on Amazon. Sometimes you have to keep searching because sometimes it's expensive, but you shouldn't be paying too much for it. So just keep searching for it.
Right around Christmas time too, there's sometimes.
But there's all different kinds of Spot Its, and this is really great for fluency. And the importance of fluency is like for letters, it's saying them fast. You really just want your kids to get fast with math facts, letter names or letter sounds or sight words. They shouldn't be sounded like, they should come like a snap. That's why they're called snap words. So something like this is great for that because it's like a timed thing.
And with math fluency, that's when the playing cards come into play. And this was like a fun, like, it was like one of those Christmas purchases. I like to go to Kohl's on my island, and they always have these, they say $20 and then they're half off, and then you have a coupon. So you get them for, $8 or so. But, adds to the fun. But I know one of our old math series back in the day, back when we were younger, let's put my glasses back on so I can see this, but you used to play war with it, and you'd take 2 cards, and I'd take these 2 cards, and Mrs. Jones would take 2 cards, and we'd add them up, and I'd have 4 plus 9,
7 plus 6,
and we'd say, who has more? I have 13.
I think it's a tie.
Oh, it's a tie.
Exciting, but we're very competitive, so this is no good.
It's not good. So that would declare a war, which means so you divide the deck evenly. So that means we'd each have to put down 3. We'd put down 3, and then flip 2 more, and add those 2.
4.
7 and 5, which means I get them all.
Good game, Miss Maher.
Good game.
Of course, we like to teach good sportsmanship too.
I like to teach what it's like to lose once in a while.
Anyway, so you could play easy games with cards. You could take sight words. You could make a memory game. You could play Go Fish, get index cards or even just pieces of paper, cutting them up. If you have a sight word list, putting the words twice and turning them over and playing memory. It's really, you could do anything.
Possibilities are endless.
Jump rope. These is so great for jump rope rhymes, nursery rhymes, saying your 5 plus 4 is 9. I don't know. You could have just playing, going outside and enjoying the weather and whatever toys you have. Somehow you can come up with some.
What's this thing? Huh.
So I don't know if we're dating ourselves as well, but
ask your kids if they know what this is. I know what this is. I was just kidding. I'm not that old. I mean, not young.
So back in the day, we had books on tape, but any which way to mix up reading stories or hearing stories. But now we have technology with iPads or Padlets, all kinds of.
The library has a great system. You can borrow some ebooks.
Right.
Or so, I'm not sure what they call them.
Again, mixing up how the modality of listening to stories and reading stories.
Yep. And as we're going, if anybody has any questions, you can pop those questions in the chat. We have a couple of Spanish speakers who can interpret those questions for you. We'll take questions at the end. So if you're a Spanish speaker and you want to put your questions in the chat, we're happy to answer those as well at the end. Just wanted to throw that out there.
So this was, we've done this for a while, so I've actually pulled this out of our box of tricks, and it's bringing back memories. But back in the day when my children were little, I loved the last day of school. We would always go to the top off. Oh, sure. we would go to the pharmacy and they'd get to pick out a special journal and a special pen or markers. And around the house, like, I mean, it's just having a environment that shows literacy and your love for literacy and how you value it is what's important. So these just over the years have been the journals. My daughter or son, this summer I read 8 chapter books. She must have gone on to other journals because that's
Abby.
all she wrote in this one.
So busy reading, shouldn't have time to write about it.
I mean, there's just all kinds of little journals, ideas and questions. And this wasn't me. This is just having like the table with, or an area in the house that there were just different notebooks that were available. This was her math one. So there was some math questions in here. Just taking paper and putting it and making a book and reading a story. This is you know, she drew a picture, next page, write a story about it. This was actually from school. She brought it home, and this became just a part of her library. We just had baskets of books everywhere, next to her bed, in the bathroom, next to the toilet, like anywhere. We had different baskets of books wherever you went in the house. And this just went in the basket, and she loved going because, you know, the kids come home with the big bag of all the stuff from the year and you don't know what to do with it.
There are some gems in there.
Take some of this, like the school student of the week. Keep that. Like, that's something that they can keep reading over and over. It practices their fluency. And then this is her own poem that she wanted to add, but this came straight from one of her classrooms. So thank you cards. Can't stress enough. Like, now in the days with the phone and texting and emails, like having thank you notes around and just encouraging every little things. Someone was really nice to your son or daughter. Hey, write a thank you card. Just any way to encourage literacy. Having notepads around. I usually, you know, have this in a drawer, right? And I'm like going through the refrigerator, and I just kind of work it into your day, into your conversation. Miss, you know, Abby, I have to go to the supermarket. Can you write a few things down so I don't forget? So they don't think you're like making them practice writing. You're just like making it part of the day. Like, oh, we need milk. How does that start? M. Okay, write an M. So it's just encourage, go to the supermarket and have them find, and like if it's milk or a cereal like Fruit Loops, which of course we wouldn't be eating, right? Because it's not healthy. But I'm just but finding something that they have to match the word to the box on the shelf. So it's just being creative.
Also a little tip, if you do want Fruit Loops and you have a kindergartner, you might want to spell it out for them, or you will get to the store and not know what you're supposed to be shopping for. Like letters and that might be a little tricky.
And these are, you can go online and find, kids love workbooks. They love workbooks. Just if you find their grade, you know, the phonics grades 1, 2, and they do a page a day. Journaling, I always say, like Sundays, pick a day where they have to just write the highlight of the week. So the possibilities are endless. Oh, ruler, you could go around, measure. Let's have a measure day. What can we measure in the house? And write it in, take your journal and write it in your journal. Maybe, I don't know. I'm having so much fun of thinking more and more things as we're sitting here. So,
and the dominoes are kind of along the lines of the playing cards. The numbers on them, you can add them up together, play all different things there.
Okay, as I just
same thing with the dice that Mrs. Jones.
But you could buy like gimmicky things, like instead of just little dice, like big dice. This was from the Five Below store. I think it was Five Below. So and just roll it, and then you have to add the two numbers together.
Don't bring the kids in there; it will cost you more than $5. But run in there, just grab one thing.
So that's some ideas for that.
We didn't talk about Zingo. Zingo is also a great game. All different Zingo games. This one happens to be sight words, but they also have a pre-K version with just pictures. So look for Zingo. Make sure you buy the one that's the right age. But the kids love it. It has a little like slider thing that reminds me of an old credit card machine. Again, dating ourselves.
And what about coins? Do we collect coins still? Because that is really a great skill. Just having a jar and always putting coins at the end of the day in, and soon you're filling a jar up and having to sort them, all the pennies with the nickels and the dimes. So things like that are always really fun too.
And maybe cash them in, because I hear there's a coin shortage. So you don't want to hold them for too long, because you could be contributing to that problem, I guess. I think we know where all the coins are. They might be at Mrs. Jones's house. So, all right. So we're going to make ourselves little again. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. So I think we covered all those things.
Yeah.
iPads, Kindles, Nooks. I don't think we talked about that, but that's another motivational thing. Some kids really like just being on that
and
device.
Singing nursery rhymes, and that's the rhyming is really great for literacy development.
Yep. All right, and like we said, this will be available.
Come up with some math problems, just simple math problems while you're driving in the car.
Yeah.
And while you're sitting in Nantucket traffic.
Did you happen to talk about sidewalk chalk? I remember we couldn't find any. Did you talk about
it? I did a little bit when I talked about the window.
Okay, perfect. I didn't want you to forget about
Miss Maher? This is so fun.
So much fun.
I love when we have people join us.
I know. It's too bad they weren't here today. I really miss, having people in front of
us.
person.
But this is the next
could be here with us this evening, even though it's good morning, Nantucket.
So now we're going to talk about
some of our favorites. Now, Mrs. Jones, every time she goes near this cart, the books are just so excited they fall over in excitement. So here are some of our favorite series, and I'm going to minimize us for a second again. There we go. And let's see, we found some kind of newish books, some not so newish books. Every year we seem to take this old gem out, bedtime math. We pull this one out because it's kind of a unique book that you never find unless you're looking for it, but it's kind of a cool thing because there's a app and website that kind of go with it. But inside bedtime math, there's a little story on one side. Oh my goodness, I can't see Mrs. Jones. There's a story on one side, and then there are 3 different levels of math problems on the other. So kind of a cool thing. So there's all different things in here, and they have a whole series of them. There are at least 3 when I bought this book. So bedtime math, a good one to check out, especially if you're a little mathematician at home. Jabbery Jumps is a kind of cool.
Andrea.
Oh, there they go. Yes.
Do you think that you can, I know that you guys are going and going. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see this, oh my God, my TV, to see this video again, but is any way that you can put in writing the last one that you are saying and a few of your suggestions so that we can buy it, that we can find it?
It's going to be right on the website. We're going to put our PowerPoint right on the website, so you can just download every one of these slides.
Sound good? And this video will be there so you can watch it over and over again.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Jabbery Jumps is I don't know if it's actually a newer book, but it's newer to us. A really great story about it's like a feel-good story about a boy overcoming his fears. He's afraid, he just passed his swimming test. He's afraid to make that jump off the high diving board, but really cool story. And lots of other great stories. We put a little Eric Carle just to pay a little tribute to him. This is one of our stories from our school-wide March Madness that Mrs. McGinnis puts together every year. Was not a finalist, but was enjoyed by all the kids around the school.
Of course, anything that's nonfiction. And we're going to talk a little bit about finding these at the library with the library program coming up in a few minutes. We'll just go through a few more series.
So something we wanted to point out is when you're shopping for books, a couple of things to keep an eye on or be careful of. So we've been noticing, I've been talking to some people and they're like, I found these great books. It tells us the level. We're so excited. This one's EF, this one's A. And Mrs. Jones and I are looking at these books and we're like, okay, this one says level A and those books are definitely not a level A. Level A would be the easiest book. I like apples and there's a big picture of an apple. I like oranges, big picture of an orange. It would just repeat. These books in this type of series are probably not that easy all the time.
Which is fine. We're not discouraging getting them, but don't pay too much close attention. Don't be so focused on the level where it says first grade reader or kindergarten. Just just find books that interest your child, and there might be some parts that they can read, but put the fun on sharing it together. Not, oh, they're supposed to be able to read this, and then if you become stressed and the children become stressed, and this is not what it's supposed to be. Pre-K to 2, like, this is about enjoyment for reading. So really, please take the pressure off and make it more about enjoyment. And if it's something that's too hard for your child, then you're reading to them. Like, I can't stress the importance of read aloud and reading to your children, or they read a page and you read a page, or they might see a word they know, or they might see a letter they know. Oh, find the T on that page, or find the word C. So putting less emphasis on what you can find that your child can read. Your teacher is going to be that vehicle for helping with that. And you get an idea when they've been bringing books all home, you kind of see what they can read on their own. So don't put more pressure on that.
Yeah, and don't stress about that. Like, and if they can't read it now, put it aside. They can probably read it later. Like these level 1 readers, like level 1, level 2, it depends upon what company it is. A level 1 by Scholastic is totally different than the level 1 by I Can Read. But like great books, like this Moby Shinobi is a favorite of a lot of 1st and 2nd graders. Kids love this series.
Right. Like, it's really great to get your kids like hooked into a series or a type of book. If they love nonfiction, if they love the cartoon, graphic novels.
Yeah, because once they read one, then they want to read another.
They want to read more. So you really just want to find things that they connect with. I mean, my oldest, it was sports statistics books. Like, he loved baseball.
So random.
I know. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm driving one day, and in the back seat, he wanted to read that so bad. And of course it was like way over his head, but he's looking at the pictures. And then one day he was finding words he knew. So it's just really like open up the world of like what they love. And
yeah,
they're going to grab on when they find what they love.
Right. And it's always great to bring your child to the bookstore with you. Like, I saw this one at Island Variety when I was there the other day. They have lots of Pinkalicious books, and it jumped out at me because my niece, who's like 2, she obviously can't read them, but she loves the Pinkalicious because she has the doll that goes with it. And so, anything that's exciting like that. The other series, like there's a dragon, and another thing to look out for is these Acorn, which are another Scholastic. These are an easier, younger version. Whereas if you see Branches in the corner, that's when they get a little bit harder. So these are like getting closer to like 3rd grade. Okay. So like these are the Branches ones, which are very fun, but they're kind of getting a little challenging. When you look inside, you'll kind of see like they're getting a little bit older, but they're still like, in that, late 2nd, 3rd grade. So like in our school, like I have those from when I was up at NIS for a little while. But these are like books that we have here. We have the Dragon series, Sparkly's New Friends, which is Unicorn and Yeti, Bumble and Bee.
So we're going to have all of these on this page that we're sharing.
Yep.
So you can, I just wanted to share too, like alphabet books for the our young ones, like books that have rhymes, like Miss Mary Mac, row, row, row your boat. I don't know, things that they know the rhyme, like, or know the song so that they can sing along with or read along with. So like anything that's like that. Do your ears hang low? I don't know. There's all kinds. I don't know if you sing that with them. This Old Man. So finding books that's more interactive with our younger students, younger children are great too. And then we just wanted to share quick this again is going to be shared on the website. But these are some really great books that have been published and talked about more through the COVID, and just more socially and emotionally sensitive and inclusive, diverse, and especially at this time where kids need a little uplift. So these are some really great titles that we just wanted to share with you to in case you're looking for some really great read alouds. And this summer we always do a little something so that it's something that focuses kids and the families. So this year we decided we'll be sending this home with every student in June towards the end of the year. And we go into the classrooms, we hype it up, and we make a big thing about it.
Yep.
And that we want them to come back and tell us all about it, or this year we decided to do a bingo board. That it's more like a refrigerator flyer. So we're going to put it on the website. So if you want to take a look at it, but we are going to give this to every student.
We'll send it home with everybody.
And make a big thing. And they're going to come home all excited. So act surprised. But every square has something really literacy or math enriched. So every day you could pick something or play a bingo game, and the practice is five in a row. Mm-hmm. 5 in a row or 5 diagonally. So you could be getting some of that spatial lessons in.
Yeah, we're going to try to get the kids excited about.
Yeah, so we thought we'd try something a little different this year. So we're kind of excited about it.
We're also going to remind everybody when you're out around town, there are the free little libraries. We have lots of great opportunities for books and resources around the island. Do you need any cream?
No, I'd love more. Thank you so
welcome. We have those free little libraries that the middle schoolers built. We have some that other people have put out that they're popping up all over the place. And so make sure you utilize that. A lot of them are older books, so you can utilize them yourself. But the bookmobile is always around. Gillian Myers just got an upgraded van. It's new and improved. And if you were looking to donate, I think she's still accepting donations at Moors and Farms, or you can always, call the school and ask where they're accepting donations. So a great opportunity always to get some free books. And she does some drive-throughs.
It's so fun. It's so great to see how excited the kids are to go in there. Yeah. And she brings it to the school, and the kids all pile out.
I'm sure she'll come again this month, and then she'll come to the summer program. If your child's attending the summer school program, she'll come a couple times to make sure that all the students have some books this summer. Yeah, it's so great.
So also on the website, we will have this app. There's some great ones. And honestly, when you find one, there's usually on the App Store on an iPad or whatever. I was finding so many, I couldn't fit it on the screen with Miss Maher. We were like, I can't decide which ones are better than the other. Like, there's so many things.
We're so lucky. The font kept getting smaller, and we were like, we got to call it somewhere.
So there's just so many apps that encourage learning in a fun way. Mm-hmm. So check those out.
Yeah,
it's great too.
And granted, we haven't been on all of these apps, but we did check them out. So this is just a did you know fact. The 3 elements that are attributed to a child's reading success over the summer are
the value placed on literacy in the home. So that's we talked about that.
Yeah.
Them seeing you reading the newspaper, reading a book, taking time, balancing your checkbook. I mean, really, if they see you doing it, enjoying it, of course, not paying bills, you're not looking like you're enjoying it, but maybe you can make that seem fun to them too. Time spent reading with your children. We can't stress enough how important reading every day. Them reading to you, or practicing letters or sounds or rhyming or singing or reading to you or you reading to them, all of the above. They're never too young. I mean, I'm singing nursery rhymes still when I'm working with 1st and 2nd graders. So
she is.
And they love it. And availability and the use of reading materials. Honestly, just going through the house and just scraps of paper and stapling them into a book, like really, it doesn't have to be fancy. And just like we said, finding things, shaving cream, like who would have thought, or salt or sugar in a tray. Simple things that are around your house that you can use.
Yeah, just having it available.
So we're going to actually take a minute to share. And we want to are we off screen because Miss Malcolm
yes,
from the library. I don't know if she's Miss or Mrs.
I'm not sure.
Leslie Malcolm has a video that she shared with us. She comes to our school, to the library with Miss McGinnis, who is an invaluable resource to our school as well, our librarian. So if you ever have book questions, she's great. But she comes and works with Miss McGinnis to introduce the library program. So she's going to take a few minutes to
yes. And
explain it to
the
us.
theme this year is Tails and Tales. And they have this fun little logo here. Mrs. Jones, if you want to just go through this, I'm just going to make sure the sound is correct.
Okay. So I think is she going to go through it? She might be going through it. So I'm going to leave the suspense, but would you like a little beverage in our coffee cup?
Sure.
While we're waiting?
Oh, sure. Thanks so much.
Some
a little top healthy off there. Thanks so much.
It would be caffeine.
All right.
All right. So here is Miss Malcolm.
All right. And I apologize if you can't hear well because I forgot to do a sound check on this part of it. So let's see. There's Miss Malcolm there.
So she's sitting on the steps of the library. The library is such a great resource over the summer.
So great. Let's see. Who do we see? Oh, everybody's gone blank on us, so I don't know if we have audio.
I'm Leslie Malcolm, and I'm the Children's Librarian here at the Athenaeum. I'm here to tell you about the summer reading program and why it's so important that you should be reading over the summer. There's this thing called summer slide, and that's what happens when you don't practice your reading over the summer break. This year you started here, you worked really hard all year, you got better and better at reading, and now you're here. We need you to come in the fall and September at that same level. And if you don't read all summer, you're going to slide down a little bit. You're going to lose some of those skills. That's why we call it the summer slide. Now you're here, you need to be here, so you and your teacher in the fall are going to have to do a lot of catch up just before you start learning new things. And we want to avoid that. And the way we do that is by making reading a habit. Try to make it a habit. You brush your teeth every day. You read every day. 20 minutes a day. That's all it takes to put an end to summer slide. So we developed a summer reading program for you. Today in school, you're going to get a backpack. The theme of the reading program this year is Tales and Tales. So stories or animal tales like this great curly explain all about summer slide and why you should be reading this summer. But this is the important piece. This is the reading record. And this is where you're going to put down all of the minutes that you spend reading this summer. I made a little sample clock up here so you can see how to fill it out. It looks like one day I read 30 minutes, so I colored in half the clock. And then maybe the next day I read 10, and so I colored in another little slice of pie. And then the next day I read 20. And so that's how you fill out the clocks. And once one's full, you move on to the next. And you just keep reading. And when you're done, you bring this back to me at the Athenaeum. And we've got a little prize for you. It's a little Lego animal. So remember, while the school library might be closed during the summer, we're open. Liz is going to be back in the garden with her music and puppets, so come down and have some fun. Bring your backpack, and we'll find some good books for you to keep you reading over the summer. Happy summer, everyone.
So we hope that you could hear that. We're sorry if it was a little hard, but again, that's going to be posted on the Nantucket Elementary School website, so you can read it. And this was the part that she said was the super important part, where the kids can be interactive, filling in the clock with the amount of hours they are read to or read. So that's really super cool and important. All your kids will come home with this really cool bag with everything inside. So help, make it exciting, just as exciting to get it home as they're probably going to run in the door. Look what we got at school from Miss Malcolm's and Miss McGinnis. So.
I believe she said that the prize this year is a Lego minifigure. Is that what I heard?
So cool.
Something like that. So much fun.
I know. So I actually think I might go down to the library to get it.
I wonder how old you can be, because there's a couple of times that I've tried to sneak in there, and they said, Miss Maher.
In our shuttle, our nerder shuttle, I used to, you know, I mean, I might have to borrow some kids because my kids are too old to go with me downtown. But it's so fun. We used to make a day of it. We'd get on the nerder shuttle. We'd go downtown. We'd go to the library. Thank you so much, Miss Maher. We'd go to the library and pick out some books and talk about. They would just keep keeping alive that whole summer reading program. So anyway, this was so great.
So great. Well, it was so great chatting with you, and so
thank
great
you
having
so
all of
much
you here
for tuning
today.
in. We really appreciate the attendance.
Yeah,
we are always available as resources to you. We hope we were helpful, and but our email is right on the website. Reading specialist Mrs. Jones, Miss Maher. So you can email us anytime with any questions. We'd be really happy and pleased to help anybody with any questions you have.
Yep. And we're going to stop the recording, and then we will take questions. So if anybody's camera shy, you don't have to worry about being on the recording for that.
Oh, and we have, are we off recording?
In one moment.